Susan Gardner here from Municipal World. We're at the 2019 annual conference of the Federation of Canadian Municipalities in beautiful Quebec City. Joining me in the Municipal World Media Centre is Councillor Tara Wheeler from the village of Carmacks, Yukon. Welcome.
Thanks.
Tara, tell us a little bit about your community.
So there is a population of about 560 people. We are about 2 hours north of Whitehorse. That's the capital city in the Yukon. It's a very big First Nations population in our community, and we also have the Little Salmon Carmacks First Nation. We're on the traditional territory, and we work well with that First Nation because it is not just a side-by-side community. It is literally intermingled with municipal area and within municipal boundaries and First Nation lands.
So working together, collaborating is really important for the sense of both communities. So you're also the president of the Yukon Association of Communities.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that organization and what its mandates are.
So AYC, we represent all 8 municipalities in the Yukon: Dawson City, Mayo, Carmacks, Faro, Teslin, Watson Lake, and Haines Junction, and Whitehorse as well. We have 52% women on council. Yes, that's
fantastic.
Our election was last October. We have 52% women. 6 out of the 8 municipalities have women CAOs or city managers.
Right now, we're in the run-up to big federal election. What sort of things is the association looking for in the platforms?
That's a great question. So the Yukon only has 1 MP. So that person needs to understand municipalities and the communities, and they really have to have a strong voice because that one voice needs to represent the entire territory. And it's not a huge population, but it's a huge stretch of land. It's a huge part of the country.
Absolutely.
So we need someone who does have a strong voice and is able to speak for the constituents, for the municipalities, for the communities, and for the people of the Yukon. We need someone who understands what we do as municipalities, what our needs are, and that's pretty important to understand the role of municipalities and municipal governments.
Okay. So what are some of the biggest challenges facing communities in the Yukon right now?
Well, broadband's across the country, but the north, it's hard. Right now we have 1 line coming through, and if there's somebody digging in, say, Fort Nelson, BC, they cut the line. We have no internet or cell service. No internet means a lot of the schooling is done with online courses in the rural communities, telehealth, doctor's appointments, sending documents. Most of the rural communities, the banking, we do a lot of, it's all internet banking now and debit cards because banks are only open 2 days a week for a few hours each day in a lot of the communities. So we don't have access to cash on a regular basis anymore. It's the rural communities are becoming almost cashless because it's hard to get cash.
Yeah.
So that internet goes down.
It's pretty essential, right?
Nothing operates.
And in terms of access, there's the 1 line. To what extent does the digital divide affect? Are there still last mile issues that are being struggled with?
It's not too bad. I always thought that our internet was fairly slow until I went to a couple other rural areas of provinces, and they're struggling too. It's pretty horrible. Yeah. We are actually getting a loop built, but I don't know when it'll be. And that being said, I do notice a difference even in our community. I can watch Netflix at my house, but I drive 3 minutes down the road, and they can't. They can't no, they can't even connect.
Okay.
They can watch the little circle
Okay.
spinning. So
Yeah, I think a lot of Canadians aren't aware that we still have a lot of communities
yes,
across the country where you can't watch Netflix.
yes, or
A lot of households that either have poor or no access at all. So it's important that we kind of talk about this and figure out a way to extend this essential service everywhere, right?
my other rural or northern counterparts for Northwest Territories, and Madeline Redfern from Iqaluit. So we have phone meetings and we get documents sent ahead of time. But the previous president of Northwest Territories, Clarence Wood, from Inuvik, asked if it could be just a few papers at a time because when it's a huge package, he couldn't open it.
Oh my goodness.
He's like, I'll never get it open in time before the meeting. Just scan a few papers at a time and send them to me.
Wow.
And instead of the whole package. That's a struggle.
That is
And
that
that's-
is a real struggle.
And Inuvik is it's a city. Like it's
Yes.
it's not a tiny rural town.
Yeah, and I think the expectation today, at least for people who have good internet, is that when you're communicating with other people,
Yes.
that
I'll send you that. I'll scan it and send
exactly
it.
right.
Yeah,
Exactly right.
scan it and send it back.
So tell us a little bit about you. What? How long have you been on council?
I first ran for council in 2009. My ex-husband used to be on council and I used to read his minutes and I'm like, oh, that's kind of interesting. It's kind of interesting what the municipality does. So yes, 2009 I ran for council and I started, it's 3-year terms in the Yukon. After the end of the first term, I had just kind of started to figure it out. So I ran again and then I ran again. Yes,
Fantastic.
I like it. I like being on council. I've also been on school council in town. I have 2 teenagers, and
Okay.
I manage a daycare for the First Nation.
Fantastic. What do you? Why do you run? Why do you serve your community in this capacity?
A lot of people say it's like they want to make the community a better place. I think it's a great place, and that's pretty much it. I want people to understand what a great place it is. Even the people that live there. I want them to realize what an amazing community we live in, what amazing territory we live in, and to be a strong voice for issues that come up for the people in that community. Because the Yukon is truly special. I wasn't born there. I came up to work for a summer.
Seriously?
In 2001, I came to work for a summer.
Oh my gosh.
And it drew me
Stay.
back. Yes.
So tell us about Carmacks. Why is it a great place to live?
It is beautiful. We have a river that runs right through the middle of town. The people are friendly. There's a beautiful boardwalk that goes along the river. It's a slower paced life. I like knowing everybody and feeling safe. And leaving if I forget my keys in my vehicle is still there the next day.
It's
I have
true
left
everywhere.
Yes, I have left my purse and my keys in my vehicle overnight, and they are both still there the next day. I can't guarantee that would happen, but I wouldn't recommend leaving a purse in the vehicle. But
Sure.
it's a nice feeling to know. Oh, that's my kids were able to ride their bikes around town, and I wasn't worried about them. And when my son was blowing stop signs on his bike and went in front of a car, somebody called me and said, "You need to tell him that he needs to be careful." Thank you. Thank you for. I said, "Did you have to tell him to do this?" He said, "Yes." And to know that the whole community is raising all the children together and saying, "Hey, you need to stop."
So when they say it takes a village,
Yes, and it truly-
it's Carmacks.
That village is that's who they were talking about.
Okay.
It takes a village to raise a child. Yes.
Well, thank you so much for coming in and sharing your story with
No
us.
problem.
It's really appreciated.
Thank you.
I'm Susan Gardner from Municipal World, here with Tara Wheeler from the village of Carmacks, Yukon. We share your stories.